Hi there everyone, welcome back for another crafty tutorial and Altenew perfect pairing. Over the past year, I have adorned a space in my home exclusively for a collection of houseplants. Let's see how I used them to make modern scene and floral cards. It's easy, and I know you already know some of these paper crafting techniques. There are so many interesting species and cultivars of indoor plants, many with this interesting foliage. Typically we focus on the blooms, but I think the supporting foliage can be just as dazzling or take center stage on your card. I was inspired by the variegation on many of my houseplants, like the ones you see here. Genus and species like the Oxalis triangularis, Codiaeum variegatum, Maranta, Calathea, and the sought-after and expensive Monstera deliciosa, Albo variegata, or Thai constellation. Like I mentioned earlier, we will use really easy coloring techniques to achieve these beautiful foliage patterns and variegation and bring them onto your paper crafting projects. For my first project, I wanted to emulate the fiery and bold foliage of the Codiaeum variegatum, or your regular house croton. Let's start with the Adore You stamp and die bundle, and I'm only concerned about the leaf images in this stamp set. There are 6 of these lovely vein illustrated leaves in the set, and I've already arranged them on a panel of A2 watercolor paper. I like to use this watercolor paper for stamping and watercolor techniques because it is bright white and smooth in texture. I have my images arranged on half of the paper. I'll use Chamomile Crisp ink from Golden Sunset family of inks and stamp these leaf images as normal. I'll turn my paper 180 degrees and line my paper along the top and right ruler guides. Then stamp the paper again in Marigold from the same family of inks. I'll quickly clean off my stamps and leave the paper in my stamp positioning tool. Then I'll use my clear watermark ink and stamp over these orange outline leaves first. Then I will use a clear fine embossing powder to cover the embossing ink, then heat set the embossing powder. I repeated embossing the yellow outline leaves as well, so what I have is a layer of clear embossing over yellow and orange outlines. Since I stamped on watercolor paper, I'll be using a few colors from the Winter Wonderland watercolor brush markers. I referenced my Codiaeum for color inspiration. In the round watercolor brush set from Altenew, I grabbed the large flat brush for water washes. I'm using the flat watercolor brush to add a layer of water above the embossed images. And then dropping in washes of color from the watercolor brush markers. The heat set clear embossing powder is going to resist the liquid mediums so that the orange and yellow outlines still shine through. I'm not doing anything exact with the layering. I want splotches of reds, yellows, and greens. I'm also not worried about blending any of the colors. This is supposed to be easy and carefree. The messier, the better the variegation is going to look on the front of your card. I'm going to let this naturally dry. Quick tip, by the way, you don't want to reheat an embossed resist panel. You'll reactivate the embossing powder and then bring the wet ink underneath. So I'll set this aside to air dry. Once air dry, I'll cut all the images using the coordinating Adore You steel dies. While I have my die cutting machine, I'll also grab my Mod Vases steel dies and the scrap panel of brown cardstock. This cardstock is the paper bag color from the Summer Afternoon Gradient cardstock pack. I'm going to skip ahead and glue down my leaf clusters so that I can put them in my terracotta pots. Before I glue down the leaf bundles to the pots though, I'm going to use mahogany bark crisp ink and the Altenew mini ink blending tool to add a shadow layer on my planter. I also added some quick splatters using the dye ink from the ink pad and some jet black ink spray. I glued down the leaves to the back of the terracotta pots, and I'll set all three arrangements aside while I work on the background. I kept things very simple with this modern scene. I added a few strips of this delicate polka dots washi tape to the bottom third of my white card panel. After gluing down the three terracotta pots and trimming the overhang, I added my sentiment using these two stamps from Paint a Flower Iris. I stamped them in olive and jet black crisp inks. Then finally, I added some embellishments from the Pocketful of Sunshine Enamel dot set and some black splatters using my favorite jet black ink spray and a water brush. That finishes my first card using clear heat embossed resist watercolor technique inspired by the foliage of Codiaeum variegatum. For my next house plant inspired card, I wanted to entice you all to think differently about your floral arrangements. Not all flowering plants have green leaves and pink flowers. I'll start with Beauty within Stamp and Die Bundle, and unlike the previous card, I'll use both the leaf and flower images in this set. Another new to me product are the Altenew Artist Marker refills. My artist markers are far from needing refill, but these bottles can be used as alcohol inks. I have unused labels from the Artist Marker Decal set, so I'll go ahead and relabel the tops of these alcohol marker refill bottles to match the artist markers. Now I'm going to start using these alcohol inks. I'm going to grab my silicone stamping mat so that I can keep my filming surface and craft mat clean. On this mat, I'll use the Ranger Yupo paper. This specialty paper is sort of plastic feeling, and this paper is what accepts the alcohol ink, like watercolor paper accepts watercolor. Alcohol ink backgrounds are unpredictable. That's the appeal of them. It has this acrylic pouring randomness property that you can get lost in making. I'm simply adding drops of color wherever, honestly. I also help the color move around by blowing the Yupo. I'll also use my heat tool sparingly to move the color around. Alcohol ink is also reactivated by rubbing alcohol. I have a little dropper that I use to add alcohol splatters to give them even more variation. And I'll continue to add more and more color until I'm satisfied with the panel. I'll let this completely air dry. To clean my silicone stamping mat, all I have to do is add a few drops of rubbing alcohol and my stray alcohol ink comes right off. In my stamp positioning tool, I have two of the flower outline images. I'll use Platinum Crisp Embossing Powder from Altenew to heat emboss both of these flower images. Once heat's set, I'll add a little bit of ink blending to the center of the images. I'm using Coral Bliss Crisp ink and a mini ink blending tool to add a slight shadow layer to the inside of the flower. Then I'll use espresso crisp ink to add in the color for the anther and stigma of the flower. I'll quickly die cut both of these colored flower images and set them aside. I'll bring back my now dry alcohol ink panel and pop in both outline leaf cluster images. I'll apply a very generous amount of anti-static powder around where my images are going to stamp. Then I'll heat emboss these images in platinum crisp embossing powder just like the flowers. Heat embossing on Yupo is different than paper. I find that I have to keep the heat tool moving often as to not warp the Yupo paper too much. After both leaf clusters are heat embossed, I'll use the coordinating dies and cut out both images. I'll skip all the way to the end of the floral arrangement. I like to use the alignment grids on my Altenew self-healing cutting mat to plan the placement on my card. And quite a lot of people ask what this transparent product is I use on my cards. It is Glad Press and Seal, a kitchen item that is the stickier version of cellophane, or the trade name Saran Wrap. I use it on 98% of my cards. It's almost like a full sheet of washi tape that temporarily picks up die cuts and holds them in place so I can apply foam tape or glue to the back and pick up the whole arrangement so I don't lose the placement of any element. It is reusable too, so I keep it really close while crafting. So once I finish splattering my craft cardstock background, now all I have to do is bring back my flower arrangement with glue on the back and press it down to my cardstock, and I never lose my placement. Off camera, I finished this card with a white heat embossed sentiment from the same stamp set as the flowers and leaves, and that finishes this clean floral card inspired by the foliage and flower of Oxalis triangularis, purple shamrock. For my last card, I am focusing on the very popular Hibiscus Garden 3D die set for this really easy layered die right at the bottom here. If I was going to make a houseplant card, it had to include the very popular Eracier Monstera Deliciosa. I'll also use the same A2 watercolor panels from the first Croton card. Now, if I'm going to make a Monstera Deliciosa card, I might as well make it very expensive. I'm modeling my leaves after the Monstera Deliciosa Albo Variegata and Thai Constellation varieties. So to make the foliage appear as if they've been painted, I'm using the plastic packaging from an Altenew stamp set and the Fitting Tropical Forest family of inks. I'll do this ink smooshing technique, another easy and carefree technique that yields different results every time. I'm simply pressing the ink pad to the surface of the plastic in a random arrangement. I will say that what I have here is actually a little too much. The wonderful thing about this technique is that it layers really well, so I would start out with less ink than I did. Then I will take my spray bottle with water and mist the ink on the plastic until I lose all the square shapes. Once the ink is suspended in the water, I'll take the cellophane and press the plastic to the surface of the watercolor cardstock so that I get this splotchy appearance and texture. I'll let that get touch dry and add another layer of ink. After wiping the stamp packaging, I'll use a mix of moss and evergreen crisp dye inks. Mist the cellophane. Then press it into the cardstock, leaving large areas of white space all around. Once that dried back, this is what I ended up with for my 2 watercolor panels. I'll use the leaf and vein dies to cut 3 total leaves. To make the petioles, I can freehand with the scraps of green smoosh cardstock, but instead I'll use the pedicel of the Crafty Flower Lily die set and make that my petiole for the Monstera Deliciosa. I haven't glued down the blades to the petioles yet, so I'll use the press and seal again to pick up my arrangement of leaves and set them to the side while I work on the background. I have finally replenished my stash of spicy yogurt cardstock. On this panel, I will make my background for this card. I was thinking of something a little more on the abstract interior design side of modern. I used Dot Art stamp set to make an arrangement of geometric shapes that complemented the wavy, irregular fenestrations of the Monstera Deliciosa leaves. To stamp these images, I used Cherry Blossom Crisp inks and arranged the shapes wherever I thought the leaves would be framed. This is also a wonderful way of using press and seal. I get to check placement of background elements. And after I added these shapes to my spicy yogurt panel, I used Puffy Heart ink spray to add pink splatters onto the background. Once it was dry, I adhered my panel to my note card base and adhered the leaf clusters to my background. I finished this card with a sentiment from Dot Art stamp set on some pink diamond cardstock from the Cherry Blossom Gradient cardstock pack. And those are my 3 cards inspired by houseplants. I hope this crafty tutorial has helped you find inspiration around your home and apply techniques that you may already know about. I have a full playlist of Altenew Perfect Pairings on the Altenew YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe and catch my series every second and fourth Sunday of the month. Thank you so much for watching this Altenew card making tutorial, and I'll see you in the next one.
Hello crafters, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. Thanks for watching!